Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Gold with your daily gold analysis for the trading session ended Tuesday 17th of September. I'm recording this video later than usual, 11:45 PM, very late in the evening, New York time. Yesterday I expected some upwards movement to hit the channel on the hourly chart, or I expected it to probably fall just a wee bit short of that channel. It slightly overshot the channel before turning around as expected and moving lower to make new lows. The structure for minor wave 3 is still probably incomplete, so we haven't reached the target yet. At 1260, minor wave 3 would reach 1.618, the length of minor wave 1. When that's done, we'll have a fourth wave correction that can't move back into first wave price territory, and then more downwards movement. The long-term target still remains the same at 1046. Primary wave 5 in its entirety would reach equality in length with primary wave 1. That target's still probably months away, and we should find support again at the lower edge of this parallel channel, drawn using Elliott's first technique on the weekly chart and copied it over here. Eventually, when we have a second wave correction at intermediate degree, it can't move beyond the start of the first wave above 1433.83. We're not there yet though. Let's have a look at what happened on the hourly chart, and I still have two hourly wave counts for you. The first or main hourly wave count has a good probability, a higher probability than the second, so I'll use this one, and I'll only use the second alternate wave count if price moves above 1324.09. This main wave count agrees perfectly with MACD. We have an increase in momentum for the first wave. The second wave shows where MACD comfortably crosses the zero line. The third wave, end of it, corresponds reasonably with the strongest downwards reading for MACD, which is here, and within the third wave, the middle of it, the third wave within it, corresponds to the strongest reading on the histogram, which is here. The fourth wave corresponds with MACD coming close to or touching the zero line. It touched the zero line here, and now we are expecting the fifth wave to end. So this all agrees absolutely perfectly with MACD, and it's fitting reasonably well within its trend channel. Pretty common to see second waves up in the beginning of the third wave overshooting the channel. So yesterday I was expecting some upwards movement to come to either fall short of this trend line or to touch it. We got a very slight overshoot, so not perfectly where I expected, but pretty close, before price turned down and moved lower, and that's exactly what I expected. I have a more short-term target I can calculate for you today now that the second wave is over. At 1272, my minuet wave 3 will reach 1.618, the length of minuet wave 1. And when that's done, another fourth wave correction, again for price to find resistance about the upper edge of this trend line, and then more downwards movement towards the towards the short to mid-term target at 1260, where minor wave 3 in its entirety will reach 1.618, the length of minor wave 1. At the moment, at the time this video is prepared, we're in a really small second wave correction. If it gets up there, again, expect it to find resistance at the upper edge of that channel, and then for a wee increase in downwards momentum tomorrow as we move towards the middle of a low degree third wave. Subminuet wave 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 above 1324.09. For this wave count, minute wave 3 is $2.61 short of 1.618, the length of minute wave 1. And within minute wave 3, minuet wave 3 is 0.19, just 19 cents longer than 2.618, the length of the first wave. There's no Fibonacci ratio with this extended fifth in either the third or first. That's reasonably common for gold, to show ratios between just two of the three actionary waves and not all three. For this last little piece of downwards movement over the last 24 hours, sub-minuet wave 1, within this, micro wave 3 is 1.57, $1.57 longer than 2.618, length of microwave 1, and this fifth wave has no Fibonacci ratio to the third or first. Alternatively, it's the same to this point here, and then it's possible that minute waves 3, 4, and 5 are over, it's possible today that minor wave 3 in its entirety is over. But if that's the case, then it has no Fibonacci ratio to minor wave 1. The end of minute wave 3 within it isn't really that close to the strongest reading on MACD. The fourth wave, again, it did come pretty close to touch the zero line, and the second wave crossed over the zero line. Within the middle of the third wave within it is not corresponding to the strongest histogram reading on MACD. So this one doesn't agree as nicely with MACD as the first wave count. And also because there's no ratio between minor waves 3 and 1 here, that's why this is my alternate. It is an entirely valid wave count though, so I'll consider it and use it if we see movement above 1324.09. Within minor wave 3, minute wave 3 would be just 0.72 short of 1.618, the length of minute wave 1, and the fifth wave $2.94 short of 0.382, the length of minute wave 3. So although minor wave 3 has no ratio, there are very nice ratios within it. If this wave count's confirmed with movement above this price point and with a clear breach of the pink parallel channel containing minor wave 3, that'd be an indication that minor 3 is over and we're in a more time-consuming fourth wave correction, which can't move into first wave price territory, would be invalidated with movement above 1374.17. If this wave count's confirmed with movement above this channel and price point, expect choppy, overlapping, shallow correction to reach about the 0.382 Fibonacci ratio of minor wave 3 down, which is at 1338.16. Minor wave 4 should show up on the daily chart, should take 1 to a few days depending on what structure it takes. It's most likely to be a flat, combination or triangle. If it turns out to be a combination or triangle, it could be quite time consuming, taking a few days. So I'm expecting again more downwards movement. My main hourly wave count has a higher probability than the alternate, so that's the one I'll use. It's expecting the end of a little second wave correction if it got up there to find resistance at the channel, and then price to turn around and increase with a bit of downwards momentum. That's all for me today with your gold analysis, and I hope that everybody had a fabulous day.